How do you like them?
Yay!
Oh, what a time to be a Boston sports fan. My goodness. But you know what always gets me? The neti pot commercials. And there's a certain type of mesh that always these commercials come on, and I can't stand it. That's the one I have to turn the channel. And then we have the newest acquisition by the Boston Red Sox and his background, Reese McGuire. Everybody, just do a Google on this guy, and you'll be really thrilled that you get to watch him play for, I don't even know how long he'll be here. And I would like to file a complaint with the Boston Red Sox for the way they absolutely tore Christian Vasquez from his team and just said, okay, you're done. You're done. You can't even answer any questions or say goodbye in a Red Sox uniform. Tears streaming down my face. This is not the way this is supposed to go. This is a mess, a total mess. They have bungled all of this. Tommy Pham just punching people for no reason. I mean, no reason, but years ago. Absolutely beside myself once again. What is happening?
All right, so can we do a little backtrack? Because I feel like there are probably people listening that are thinking, okay, so what did Reese McGuire do? So I'm going to read this off a headline from a local news channel. So I think that the wording is probably going to be kosher for radio. It says, Blue Jays Reese McGuire accused of exposing himself at a Dunedin dollar store parking lot. So that is what we are referencing. He has a little sordid history with what he has done in parking lots. So that's
I'm sorry to interrupt. Chelsea, I'm sorry to interrupt. He did this at a dollar store?
Yeah, at least, up the ante.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, so he was basically Pee Wee Herman in a movie theater, basically, what he was doing. And he said that this was a good place to be doing this. He thought, when the cops finally found him, because people called the police. So basically, yes, he was very exposed and doing some things to himself in his car in a parking lot in Florida. And so first you hear the news that the Red Sox have acquired this guy. So you do a little Google search on him, and this appears. And the one guy who maybe, I haven't heard of any other baseball players doing this who are currently playing. So you think, okay, is it that bad? And they're like, no, yeah, this is something that not everybody has done. This is not cool. This is not good. He was, I don't know if he was arrested, but he was questioned by the police and charged with a public exposure, I think, in this strip mall in his car. And he was asked, do you live with anybody? Like, why did you do this here? And he said, I live it's a studio. I have roommates. And they were like, okay. And then he said, but that's not the reason. It just stop right there. Stop digging the hole here. And he was very apologetic. The audio of this is so awkward. It is horribly awkward. And the details in the story, the way the police report is extremely awkward. And the way that they found him, what they found on his phone when they came up to his car after they said multiple people called about this. So he was clearly out in the open. And I think my theory is that that's part of it. I think he purposefully did this in public because that's a thing for him. And I don't know how I am going to watch him play with a straight face is basically what, how do you walk into the clubhouse and not straight up front address this? As Michael Scott said in The Office, you get out in front of the story before the story gets to you, because that's what happened to OJ. You got to get right out in front of it before it just suffocates you. And I think, because it can really bring you down. And I think he's got to walk in there and just be like, hey guys, this happened. It's not going to happen again. I hope he says that. I hope it's true. And I don't know what the kind of jokes he's about to face, but this is a very interesting acquisition. I think the Red Sox, what they're thinking, what Chaim Bloom is thinking, we're going to be the bad boys of baseball. We got one guy punching people for fantasy football. We got another guy just doing whatever he wants in his car in public. And, we're going to be a traveling circus. If we can't make it to the postseason, we are going to be a bunch of guys who have just done it all. Because what are we doing? What are you doing? Christian Vasquez, you watch him with this emotional goodbye. It's like, but wait, there's more. We've got this guy who is just he's a wild guy. He's just a wild and crazy guy.
Wild and crazy guy.
He's just a wild guy.
You never know what this guy's up to. He is a wild man. So I don't know what is to come for this team after the trade deadline, but today it feels like a very black cloud, because the past week because of JD Martinez. If JD Martinez goes, that's going to be a sad one. Christian Vasquez already a sad one, and that goodbye is maybe the saddest point of the entire season. Everything he has done for the Red Sox, a World Series champion. They didn't say, however, like they said for Trey Mancini, always an Oriole, which makes no sense because you just traded him away. They didn't say that for Christian Vasquez. They said forever a world champion, not forever a Red Sox. Because he's not. They just traded him away. It makes no sense. So we can stop tweeting those things. Forever Foxborough, forever a Patriot. No. You just left the team. The team just traded you away. So we can retire those. Forever a world champion is what they said for Christian Vasquez. It's just, I mean, what are we doing? Welcome, Reese McGuire. Here's your TMZ link to the TMZ article. A little bit about you. I mean, my God, what is going on? I don't understand. But well, yeah, welcome, Tommy Pham. Welcome. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, I have to say, I did not expect that sort of rant on Reese McGuire, but maybe it'll all come together and he'll do something that Tommy Pham doesn't like and smack him and say, not in front of me, bro. Maybe that'll happen. So what's going on with the Red Sox now? Is it over for these guys? Because as I've noticed, and people who follow you on Twitter and Instagram, obviously it's Lucille Burdge, they will know the story behind the Mets pennant behind you. Yes, but for those that don't, you have to explain because most people think, what are you doing? You're a Red Sox girl.
Yes, I must explain this because I am now switching my allegiances because what fun is it now? The Red Sox are done. They're just done. I know Chaim Bloom is saying we're still in it. We still want to contend. You can't. Like, there's just no way. And there's so much uncertainty, especially now with these new acquisitions. So the Mets are kind of a fun team right now. And I believe that it's all right for me to do this. My dad grew up a Red Sox fan. My mom grew up a Mets fan. So I can just kind of shift over there. And they're also National League team. They are an enemy of my enemy is my friend. They and the Yankees are enemies as well. So I think if there's a National League New York team to pick, I'd say the Mets would be a good one because there's really no other choice in that category. But so I am now focusing my attention on the Mets to forget about the heartbreak that the Red Sox have brought us this season. So let's go Mets, and we're going to meet the Mets, and we're going to greet the Mets, and it's going to be a fun time down the stretch here, I think.
You mean you don't want to stay with a team that now has the guy that was arrested in a parking lot at a dollar store and the fantasy football slapper? Like,
well, see, now actually, I'm intrigued.
Sounds like a fun team to follow.
Exactly. I'm a little intrigued by this, but I don't think they can actually, when it comes to late September, October, I want to be set up with a team that's actually going to still be playing because I don't think the Red Sox will be. I don't think they will be. When it was Vasquez who was asked, does Chaim Bloom still believe in this team? He said, I don't know. And I know he probably thought he was about to be traded, and that's one of the reasons why he probably said that. But when you hear that, there's no confidence. I don't think that internally there's a lot of cohesion. And there's no way that a team like that with no cohesion is going to make it deep into the postseason. So I don't think the Red Sox are going to have much success in the postseason or make it to the postseason at all. So I think shifting over to the Mets is a happy medium. I think that any other Red Sox fan, I think a lot of Red Sox fans will join me, quite honestly, in that because it's all about watching baseball when it comes down to it. And I will still watch the Red Sox because, like I said, now I'm intrigued. I want to see Reese McGuire take the field. I am very excited to watch Reese McGuire. Welcome to Boston, sir, because the parking lots are also patrolled here as well. So just be warned is what I would say.
Okay, Lucy. So now the big question. We only have about a minute left, but during your Hot Girl Walk bets, your segment that you post on Twitter, which I very much enjoy, usually you have Red Sox money line in there. So now is that being replaced by Mets money line or Mets run line because they're so heavy favorites today against the Nats?
Yes, so Mets money line, but you know what my big bet now is? Instead of Red Sox money line, instead of Devers over 1.5 total bases, Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases or to hit a home run. I have to Aaron Judge. I know, but you know what? I can't be irresponsible about this and be like Red Sox money line. That is irresponsible to give that out at this point. I know they won last night, but every win now when the Red Sox win does not feel like a win. Aaron Judge is the guy right now. He's exciting to watch and he's always a good bet.
God, Lucy, a little part of me has died because you're
Oh,
hating on
don't
the
think
Red
a part of
Sox.
me hasn't died. My God,
Oh my
it has been a
God.
struggle.
You're the
I
worst.
know.
All right. So
Well,
with
you know what?
that,
I love
we
you,
got to say
Chelsea.
goodbye. 90 seconds left. I will look forward to your hot girl walks and your hot girl bets. You can find her on Twitter at Lucille Burdge. Lucy, thanks for waking up with us, even though I'm a little
Smooches,
disappointed.
guys.